NFL Week 3 was the week of special teams. Big time. Let's hop straight in. Okay, the two most obvious prolific special teams games were Jets, Buccaneers, Rams, Eagles. I actually want to start with Jets, Buccaneers because I low-key feel bad for Will McDonald and the Jets. Jets are now 0-3, Buccaneers are 3-0, and the Buccaneers win on a game-winning field goal from Chase McLaughlin. So the Jets took the lead, and then Baker marches Chase McLaughlin back in range, and he absolutely buries this field goal right down the middle. Buccaneers win the game. Now listen, the only reason this was a game at all, because the Buccaneers really had a strong lead for most of the game, is the Buccaneers were going to ice it. It's 26-20. They're trying to ice the game. And Will McDonald jumps the long snapper, blocks that shit, picks it up himself, and takes it to the crib. He single-handedly put the Jets back in the game, literally by himself. So, remember, we were just talking about this so much leverage call with the Indianapolis Colts. You cannot touch the long snapper. You can't touch the long snapper. You can't use anybody on the offensive line to gain height. Okay, you can't do it. Will McDonald clears him clean. Look at that. I mean, maybe he grazed him with his foot, right? But, like, all things considered, this was clean. Grazed him, lands, jumps, pogo stick, sprints past everybody, picks it up clean himself. House call. Like, absolutely insane. This is why I feel bad, though. This reminds me of so many plays in NFL history that will go down and no one will remember them because they lost, right? So then, like this would go down as one of the sickest special teams plays, but it's 100% lost to history because Chase McLaughlin goes down and hits the next one and then win the game. Now, I do want to stay on this kick because we're going to circle back to it. This Chase McLaughlin kick right here. Because if one blocked kick for a touchdown wasn't enough for your Week 3 NFL football, there was another one, and this one was much more crucial. 26-27. I gotta say, the Philadelphia Eagles finally started to pass the ball, and they still looked good at it. Like, Jalen Hurts had a very good passing game. Devonta Smith had over 100 yards. A.J. Brown had over 100 yards. But the Rams, I'm gonna be honest, I think the Rams should have won this game. The Rams looked way better. The Rams looked incredible. This is a 44-yard field goal. For NFL kickers, this is supposed to be a chip shot, and I'm sure you guys have already seen this, but obviously we're gonna watch it. By the way, I'm watching it in this smaller screen because the NFL will copyright you, take a whole video down, so I'm trying to, like, prevent that. But, kick goes up. It's blocked by Jordan Davis. Got to give a huge shout out to number 23. I'm trying to remember his name, but number 23 actually made this a touchdown. It didn't matter because the game was over, but after Cardi goes for this kick and Jordan Davis makes a monster play to block it, Cardi or not this guy. The punter, presumably, whoever's holding this, is about to jump on the football, and he gets blown up. Monster-sized human being running that thing all the way back. Now, for all intents and purposes, this doesn't matter because the game was over. I mean, if you had Philadelphia Eagles minus 3.5, you're super excited. If you had Los Angeles Rams plus 3.5 or Los Angeles Rams money line, that was probably one of the worst beats of all time. This is generationally bad. Okay, I gotta talk about this for a bunch of reasons. Number one, remember when we were talking about leverage? I know Jordan Davis is number 90 and he's the one who blocked this, right? But, like, is this not leverage off of this dude right here? This dude 100% pushed out the long snapper. I hate to go back to that Colts game. My only point is, bro, you could literally call leverage on every single play. So it's, I don't know. It's still really stupid that the Broncos lost on that. I did not bet on that game. I had no money in that game. I did not care. It's just every time you watch a blocked field goal, there's always leverage. Now, the other thing I want to talk about, the important thing here, is everybody's wondering, how did this kick get blocked? Yes, Jordan Davis, like, he blew his guy up a little bit. Pretty solid blow up right there. He gets in good position. He jumps really high and blocks it, but I'm going to be totally honest. This is on either the kicker or the holder. I'm not sure which. I'm not sure which one of them goofed this, but this ball should have significantly more height. This is not like, oh, Jordan Davis just made a monster play. Let me show you, and this is why I mean it. Let's go back to Chase McLaughlin's game winner. So this is the game winner that Chase McLaughlin just had against the Jets. Look at this! Dude, the Jets' defensive line penetrated so much deeper. Penetrated deeper. Shit. I don't really edit these videos. That's going in. They penetrated so deep. Oh, there's no going back now. Look at how deep they are. Look at how close to the kicker they are, okay? There are legitimately 7 New York Jets that are closer to the kick, the point of kick, than Jordan Davis is. So I don't want to discredit Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis not only blocked the kick, but rumbled at 6'6", 350 pounds. But take a look where Jordan Davis blocks this kick from. There is so much less penetration. He is significantly further from the kicker than is any Jets player right here. I mean, look at this. This is where Jordan Davis blocked it. This is where the Jets could not block it. My point is, in situations like this, especially for close field goals, the kicker's job is to get a lot of trajectory, a lot of height, a lot of arc. I feel like I talk about kicking way too much in these, but McLaughlin did what is correct. The only time you kick a ball with low trajectory is if you're going for a 60-plus yarder. And the absolute king of that is Brandon Aubrey. Low trajectory kicks are significantly easier to block, duh. But the thing about this kick here out of Cardi, this is a very low trajectory kick. For a 44-yard field goal game winner, that's super low trajectory. You shouldn't be able to block it from where Jordan Davis is. You should not be able to. I mean, yeah, like if you pull a Will McDonald and you're like, if you pull a Will McDonald and you jump the center and now you're in your face, yeah, you're going to block that kick. I mean, hell yeah, you're going to block that kick. But barring that, you shouldn't be able to block it. I don't want to take away from Jordan Davis. Great play. Okay, those were the 2 absolute banger games. What do I got to say good about this game? First thing I got to say good about this game, it was a spectacular week for Garrett Wilson fantasy owners if you play in a PPR league. 10 receptions, 84 yards, and a touchdown in that game. Bang! Spectacular week for Puka Nacua owners. 15 targets, 112 yards, 11. This guy's a dog. Bijan and the Atlanta Falcons laid the most gigantic egg. That was actually an insane game to watch. He still dropped 16. Josh Allen with 23. I cruised to a pretty easy win. You know, Romo Dunze is becoming a very nice fantasy football guy. I didn't think that he would be this much of like a target share guy. But, dude, 100% snap percentage against the Lions, 11 targets, 7. He had a really big game, and I had him on my bench. He had 32 points on my bench. I'm never benching him again. He is wide receiver number 2. 16, 32, 16. Very excited about him. Got him very late. Olave, is he going to get in the end zone? I have no idea. The Saints absolutely blow chunks, but Chris Olave is a very big target guy, so I'm pretty excited about him too. Giga Chad, Brandon Aubrey had 8. Broncos defense had 10. And then on my bench, I don't think I'm going to bench Dalton Kincaid anymore. I think I have to start Dalton Kincaid. I've got both Harold Fannin and Njoku, but honestly, stupid of me. It should have been Dalton Kincaid this week anyway. And Devonta Smith finally had a really, really good game. He's been kind of laying duds, 4.6, 9.3. Then he had a 20-piece on 9 targets, 8 receptions, and a touchdown. You know, when the Eagles can run the ball, they're not gonna pass. Like, why would they? They can win the game off of, like, they literally beat the Chiefs running fucking inside zone and tush push. You know? So I get it. I think the only other insane thing here in fantasy is Vikings defense putting up 35 points. Vikings defense was so insane this week. 2 interceptions, 10 points allowed, 4 sacks, 5 forced fumbles. What? I've never seen that in my life. 3 fumbles recovered and 2 defensive touchdowns. And I think both of them were Isaiah Rodgers. We'll get to that more later. But overall, super impressive performance for Tyrod Taylor. The Jets are 0-3, but I'd be happy as the 0-3 Jets. And you know who else I'd be happy as? I mean, happy's a stretch. Happy's a stretch. You know who else I'd be happy as? Okay, I wouldn't say I'd be happy as a New York Giants fan, but Cam Skattebo is a fucking dog. Cam Skattebo led the Giants in receiving yards and rushing yards, and he had the only touchdown. He was the sole bright spot on the New York Giants. Holy shit, I love Cam Skattebo. Dude, he just wanted it so bad. He wanted it more than anybody on that field. He wanted it more than Patrick Mahomes, bro. I'm telling you. Now, unfortunately, he plays for the poverty New York Giants, so there wasn't really much that he could do. Look at this kid. He's a bowling ball. Bro, he's not even trying to avoid defenders. No part of Cam Skattebo is like, how do I find the end zone? It's, how do I fucking run through somebody's face? He's Larry Zonka, bro. We've needed this. Look at this. Cam Skattebo. Option A, juke right, go upfield. Option B, spin left, go upfield. Option C, go straight at this motherfucker. He has no intentions of gaining additional yards. He wants to blow this man up. And Buddy knows it. Is that Chamari Connor? Chamari Connor's like, this guy's a psychopath. I'm taking out his ankles because I'm not trying to fuck around with that. And he got big boy yards. He got big boy yards. Like, it was so impressive, like, the ground game with Cam Skattebo. Dude, I think Tyrone Tracy's cooked. Tyrone Tracy's out of there. Cam Skattebo has got to be the lead back in the Giants. He's got to be the bell cow. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, gets skinny. He gets skinny, turns into a torpedo, and slides into a touchdown. Like this probably shouldn't have been a touchdown. You know, he's tripping. He's got 4 yards to go, skinny. Torpedo. Puts the arm down. That's fucking lit. Yeah, that was awesome. In other news, the Chiefs kind of look like shit. I mean, let's just be real. Yes, they beat the New York Giants, and the Chiefs defense is still really, really solid. The fact that, like, the Giants just came off of almost a 40-point game, and they could only score 9 here. I think it is important to note that the Giants were without their kicker, so field goal range didn't really mean much. But, you know, Chiefs defense is still obviously very, very good, but it definitely feels like Mahomes has lost a little bit of the magic. I mean, can anybody else say that? I have to talk about this. This was the most insane glaze I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm watching the broadcast, and I watch as Patrick Mahomes throws a backwards lateral pass. His receiver's not looking. It's obviously a fumble. And in my head, the first thing I think is like, wow, Patrick Mahomes is really not playing that well. I'm so used to Patrick Mahomes playing spectacular football, and he's not playing that well today. And what does Chris Collinsworth say?
So many quarterbacks would have done nothing here, right? He knew better than anybody. This is a backwards pass.
So many quarterbacks would have done nothing here. He knows better than anybody this is a backwards pass. He knows better than anybody it's a backwards pass. Collinsworth, he threw the ball behind his receiver who wasn't ready for it, and he fumbled. You could legitimately say the polar opposite of what Collinsworth said, and it would still be correct. Technically, if you play word salad with any fucking play ever, you could make it sound good for the player. Like, you could drop a pass. Patrick Mahomes could drop a pass in the end zone, and Collinsworth would go, Patrick Mahomes knows better than anybody that you don't have to catch that pass because you can just catch the next one, you know? Patrick Mahomes knows better than anybody. What are you fucking talking about? He fumbled the ball backwards.
All of a sudden, that thing is understood immediately, and he stole it. Took it away from him. That's a turnover created by Patrick Mahomes.
That's a turnover created by Patrick Mahomes. He turned the ball over. He didn't fucking strip sack somebody. Bro, Collinsworth is acting like Patrick Mahomes just pass rushed Josh Allen and took the fucking ball from him. No, he threw a fumble. He threw a backwards lateral fumble. And I will absolutely give credit. This was a hell of an effort. It was a hell of an effort to get back on the football. But how are we losing sight of what happened? I swear to God, Chris Collinsworth has to be paid. There has to be some agenda thing. It's like part of his contract, or it's like part of the agenda that he glazes Mahomes like this. There's no way any man in their right mind watches a quarterback throw a fumble, and the first thing they think is like, wow, nobody else in the league would have ever recovered their own fumble that way. But no, I refuse to believe, bro. There has to be a reason that he's biased like this.
Oh my gosh. I mean, not only did he save the touchdown, but he also got the ball back.
Not only does he save the touchdown, but he got the ball back? It was his fault in the first place. Oh my God. Can you imagine lighting a building on fire and then you put the fire out halfway through the middle of it and Chris Collinsworth comes and sucks you off for putting out a fire that you started? Oh my God. I can't do it. I can't do it. In other news, the Indianapolis Colts are so legit. Daniel Jones and the Indianapolis Colts are so legit. Jonathan Taylor, 32.8. The Colts put up a 41 piece. No, I don't think the Titans are good. Yes, I do think the Colts are legit. Daniel Jones must be pretty high up in MVP voting now. I think a huge part of MVP voting is your team's success. So Jordan Love took a huge hit this week because the Packers lost to the Browns. I mean, I don't have much more to say about the Colts, I'll be honest. They just look great. They look really, really good. After week 1, I was like, is this real? After week 2, I was like, it might be real. I'm convinced. This is a very legitimate, very good team. Daniel Jones playing great football. Sometimes you just need a different scheme. Can't write these guys off. Okay, going into this week, I would have said the Packers are the best team in the NFL. I really would have said that. I would have said the Green Bay Packers are the best team in the NFL. After watching this game, not convinced. Matt LaFleur, I'm putting this one on Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur called the most passive game plan of all time. I think Matt LaFleur was under the impression they were going to steamroll the Browns so he didn't have to, like, call any plays or take any shots, and they just casually lost. It was such a weird game to watch. It felt like, okay, Packers are obviously going to win, and they're still obviously going to win. It felt like they were going to obviously win until the Browns kicked the game-winning field goal. It was so weird. I mean, they had time of possession, they had total yards, they had total plays, they had passing yards. They had marginally less rushing yards. It was a really weird game. Bright spots, Quinshon Judkins. Quinshon Judkins. I mean, he's good at Ohio State, and the Browns running back room is like kind of packed, but Quinshon Judkins should continue to emerge as the lead back, I think. Guys, Matthew Golden had a really bad play in this game. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Yeah, this is the play in question. Okay, so it's 10-0, 11 minutes left in the fourth. It's already not exactly a high-powered game. You can never blame a game on one single play. You can't. Even if your kicker shanks a 10-yard field goal, you can't blame it on the kicker, because if you put yourself in the position to not need a game-winning field goal, then it wouldn't matter, right? So I have always held that opinion. Maybe I'm coping because I am a kicker, but Matthew Golden, first-round rookie wide receiver, first time the Packers have taken a round one wide receiver in a long time. He catches this ball with what? What are we going to say that is? 4 yards of separation from the sideline? He has momentum upwards, but he also has momentum going this way. I don't know. I'm not a physicist. I can't say that he was required to take himself out of bounds there. But take a look. Take a look at 55. Look at 55. And honestly, his whole bench and his coaches, everyone's pointing down the field. And Matthew Golden, I mean, do we just call this a rookie mistake? He catches the ball here. He looks back to see the distance from the defender. And he kind of takes himself out of bounds. 55 is sick. 55 is sick to his stomach. He cannot believe that the rookie just denied himself a touchdown. And I'm not just saying this because Matthew Golden's on my fantasy team. I swear to God. Like, take that fucker up the field, brother. You got a touchdown. So, yeah, I mean, listen. You're the Packers and they're the Browns. You're supposed to beat them anyway. You also have a 10-0 lead at this time. And you got the first down. You got a ton of yards. But this play was weird to me. I don't know how he didn't score that. Nick Bosa is believed to have torn his ACL. This is the first time I saw this. That is a bummer. The Niners are 3-0, are they not? Niners actually look pretty solid. Solid's all I'll say. I cannot see the 49ers making a deep playoff push, but I certainly think they make it. Oh yeah, you're watching this video. We're playing the Ravens tonight. They decided to bring this graphic up, which is ridiculous. We're going to dick on the Ravens. This is the most free W of my life. There's no way we lose to the Baltimore Ravens, bro. I couldn't even name 3 players on that team. Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Todd Heap. Okay, I can name 3. James Conner's out indefinitely. That's super sad. He messed up his knee bad. It was bad. Justin Herbert looks really good. Quentin Johnston looks really good. The Chargers made a really nice comeback. It kind of looked like the Chargers were going to lose this game. Herbert did some crazy wizard magic shit, moving left. Throws an absolute beam. Gotta say, probably one of my favorite, like, signing pickups, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if it was a trade with the Bears, but Keenan Allen back to the Chargers. Why Keenan Allen ever left for the Bears, I really don't understand why. But him going back to the Chargers was such a good call. He's been so good. He already has all the chemistry. He understands the playbook. Might be a little different with Harbaugh, but dude, like, they've just looked so good together. And Quentin Johnston is, like, catching footballs, making serious plays, and they got Ladd McConkey. I don't know, all of a sudden, like, going into this season, you could have said, Keenan Allen's washed, Quentin Johnston can't catch, all they have is, like, a little white guy to catch a football. That is so not the case now. Keenan Allen's playing excellent football. And yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, look at me. I'm Justin Herbert, I'm in the NFL, making $50 million a year, and I'm 6'6", dating Madison Beer. Fuck. Whatever, dude, I'm happy for you. Fucking dickhead, piece of shit. Yeah, Baker Mayfield's been kind of a dog. Nothing but close wins and nothing but mounting victories. I think there is no greater confidence booster for quarterbacks. Like, realistically, should you even be struggling? Should you even be struggling against the 0-2 Jets? Should you be struggling against the 0-2 Texans? Who knows? Like, I don't know what this means for the Buccaneers as a team, but it's real good when your quarterback mounts game-winning drives consistently. Because you know when you need that in the playoffs, you can count on that guy. I'll be honest, sometimes as a Lions fan, I get a little spooked with Jared Goff back there. When the game starts to get a little close, I'm like, are we about to choke this thing? I have a feeling we're about to choke this thing. Caleb Williams honestly looked super good. I will say, I think Dallas Cowboys defense is making a lot of teams look good. Like, they made, like, Russell Wilson threw 400 yards and 4 touchdowns or whatever, 3 touchdowns. Caleb Williams didn't look good, though. They had some nice trick plays. Luther Burden got his first ever NFL touchdown on a trick play. And yeah, I mean, dude, this is the guy. This is the guy of the week. Isaiah Rodgers had an 87-yard pick six, a 66-yard fumble recovered touchdown, and he forced 2 fumbles himself. This isn't like a crazy, crazy stat line. Damn, that's a beautiful looking shot. Why does the Vikings on Madden look so dog shit? It looks beautiful here. Look at Jake Browning. Ooh! House that bitch. House that thing. House that thing! Isaiah Rodgers, what a game. I believe it's now a franchise record, like to score this much as a single defensive player. I don't know how you break that. I don't know how somebody beats that. Ooh, Trayvon Diggs, are you washed? Trayvon Diggs, are you washed? Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Like, this is another one of those things where, like, Trayvon Diggs is praying. As soon as Trayvon Diggs hits the turf, he's praying that Caleb Williams got sacked or doesn't see that wide receiver. Luckily for the Bears, Caleb Williams did see him. Because that is that's such a low light. CeeDee Lamb's hurt too. Apparently the Cowboys are optimistic that he'll come back. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, more special teams. The Browns special teams blocked the field goal. That's how they kicked that 55-yard game winner. Football makes no sense because how did the Packers beat 2 Super Bowl contenders and then put up 10 points on the Browns? Honestly, man, the saying I always go back to is any given Sunday. Any given Sunday, your team can win or lose. It does not matter how dog shit you are. It legitimately does. It doesn't matter how good or bad you are. Any given Sunday, you can lose. Indiana Jones is 3-0. He's really like that. Jalen Hurts is 17-0. As a Rams fan, choking a 26-7 lead is ridiculous, but y'all got saved by the refs too many times. Bro, I'm just going to be honest. Jordan Davis blocked the kick and house called that thing. You just got to take your L. Straight up. You just got to take your L. Yeah, can we talk about this game? Can we talk about how the Falcons never got to the opposite side 30 ever? Is that not the most insane stat from this game? T-Mac looked crazy. Teteroa McMillan, are you shitting me, bro? You know what's crazy is, like, this is just such a horrible football to virtually anyone else in the league. There are so few players in the entire league who can catch this football. It's probably Teteroa McMillan, DK Metcalf. Like, who is tall enough, long enough wingspan, and can jump high enough to catch this? There's probably a few tight ends, too, but out of wide receivers, T-Mac and DK, I don't really know who else is catching this football. Holy shit. And he landed. Baker. Oh, I love this move, bro. This move. The sidestep juke into the pump fake. Why do more people not use the open field pump fake? The open field pump fake is such an elite quarterback move. All right. He gets the sidestep juke. Look at the open field pump fake. He has no intentions of throwing this football. There's no one down there, but watch what it does to 94. Watch how it stuns him. Stun. Look at that. He's up off his feet. He's looking. Can't get him. Ooh. Love Baker Mayfield. Seattle Seahawks, New Orleans Saints, Torrey Horton. Every time they say Torrey Horton's name, I think of Torrey Holt. But Torrey Horton had a punt return touchdown and a receiving touchdown. Actually, a really impressive game out of him. They've got Kenneth Walker here. Yeah, Torrey Horton, 3 receptions, 32 yards, 2 total touchdowns. Not the guy I expected to have a big game, but he ended up having a big game. Overall, I don't even know that I want to say the Seahawks are insane or that this bodes super high in my mind for the Seahawks because the Saints are that bad. The Saints played that bad. They looked that bad. It was pitiful. I think Seahawks defense is super legit. I don't know about Seahawks offense yet. I still really like Jackson Smith and Jigba. Kenneth Walker looked good. Sam Darnold, I don't know. I was watching this game basically thinking the whole time, I was like, wow, the Saints are horrible. I wasn't thinking the Seahawks are that good. But I'm happy to be proven wrong. Maybe Sam Darnold really can just jump from teams and just be that guy. Maybe it's true. Niners-Cardinals felt more to me like a gigantic mid-off where both teams are trying very hard to lose. The Cardinals get a safety on the 49ers to take a 15-13 lead, and then it felt like for the first time all game, Mac Jones threw this absolutely gorgeous ball. Ricky Pearsall caught it, and then they kicked the game-winning field goal and won. It was a mid-off for sure. Kyler Murray, 35 passing attempts and 160 yards is kind of crazy. It was just a mid-off, man. And I feel really bad about James Conner, but the fact that the Cardinals are 2-1 and the Niners are 3-0 legitimately means nothing to me. It doesn't mean anything to me. I don't feel very high on either of these teams. McCaffrey's still McCaffrey, though, and it's kind of hilarious to watch Mac Jones win games. Like, that's pretty awesome, right? So, fuck it. We ball. Mac Jones is 2-0 as a 49er. This was the most pitiful performance. The Atlanta Falcons, 0 points. Also, Younghoe Koo got cut. I used to think Younghoe Koo is like the best kicker in the league. Younghoe Koo got cut. Shit's crazy. Any given Sunday. I think highly of the Atlanta Falcons, and I don't really have any reason to do that. I don't know why. Maybe it's because Bijan's on my fantasy team, or maybe it's because I like Michael Penix, but shout out Bryce Young. Put up the 30-piece. Also, Chuba Hubbard is now 5th on the Panthers' all-time rushing yards list, that doesn't feel right at all. I don't feel like Chuba Hubbard's been a Panther that long. I mean, what do you say about this game? This was the duel of backup quarterbacks. Carson Wentz, the Minnesota Viking. 2 touchdowns, 170 yards. So I wasn't actively watching this game, and I saw the score, and I was like, oh my God, did Carson Wentz just go MVP Carson Wentz mode? Honestly, it was Vikings defense went Vikings defense mode, but he still played a good game. 116 yards and 2 touchdowns out of Jordan Mason. Isaiah Rodgers went nuclear. Sorry, Bengals. I know you're missing Joe Burrow right now. Texans, Jaguars. Another mid-off. Where is CJ Stroud? Where is Offensive Rookie of the Year, CJ Stroud? Where did the guy go? Jaguars are 2-1. I mean, the Jaguars, can they make the playoffs? Can the Jaguars make the playoffs? I wasn't impressed by either team here, frankly. But hey, one of these teams is going to get a win, baby. One of these teams is going to finally get a win because the next game, September 28th, so 6 days from now, Titans-Texans, 0-3 divisional matchup. I mean, I kind of got to give this to CJ Stroud. I feel like CJ Stroud has to. CJ Stroud, you can't lose this game, bro. You lose this game to the Titans, and I'm going to piss my pants. You can't lose this game. Steelers, Patriots. I think the most notable thing from this game was just watching Flight Reacts and every other Patriots fan just completely enraged at that final play call. Completely valid reaction. Okay, first things first, this is not a good play call. I don't like the play call. I mean, yeah, I get it. You're doing a hitch on the sticks, but you're allowing a lot of room for a lot to go wrong here. And what went wrong was number 3 tried to play hero ball, but let's be honest. Could he have even gotten that first? How could he have gotten the first? I mean, he catches the ball right here. I guess he could get frustrated if I was him, but this just wasn't it. The only way this works is if his route goes to here. His route would have to come to here so that he has a yard of separation to come back to the football. Here, he has to come back to football a half a yard. I guess he could have insta-caught it and dove forward. I guess he could have, maybe. But it looked like he was about to get fucking beamed right here. I don't know. Overall, I just don't like the play call. And then Washington Commanders, Raiders. This was the Marcus Mariota Washington Commanders. Keep in mind. 270 yards and 2 touchdowns. Geno had 3 touchdowns and 290 yards. Trey Tucker out of nowhere drops the most fantasy points out of anybody. I think he was the highest fantasy scorer this week with 41 fantasy points. Yeah, he was. So Trey Tucker was the #1 fantasy guy. Keep in mind, Lions-Ravens has not occurred. But as it stands, Trey Tucker. Caleb Williams with 36. Jalen Hurts with 35. Jonathan Taylor, 32. Geno with 31. Hunter Henry with 29. 8 receptions, 90 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Josh Allen, Cam Skattebo, Amari Hampton finally got his touchdown. That's exciting. Nice work, Amari Hampton. Yeah, it wasn't exactly a predictable week. I think the biggest... If we had to talk about the biggest fantasy dud so far, I think it's Brian Thomas Jr. I feel like Brian Thomas Jr. was getting taken in most first rounds. He hasn't done much of anything. And then Bills-Dolphins. I don't know if I got to cover this game. Gosh, Tua. I mean, dude, you guys want to hear the most embarrassing thing that I'm sure all of you already know. But I recorded my 2025 NFL QB tier list right before this game. And in my head, I was like, I can't wait for Tua to show up. And Tua threw the most point-blank, obvious interception to seal the fate of the Miami Dolphins ever. I mean, I was excited that Tyreek Hill got a touchdown. I was excited the Miami Dolphins were putting up points because I just want to see Tua succeed. And it's like everyone keeps proving me wrong and Tua wrong and the Miami Dolphins wrong in that, wow, maybe Tua is actually so bad. Maybe I actually need to write Tua off. I can't believe it. But, dude, his interception was so telegraphed. It was so bad. He threw it right at him. Mike McDaniel's a 10,000% getting fired. Absolutely. I'm always interested by coach firings in the NFL because I think a lot of people think you're supposed to wait till the season ends because it's so difficult to install a new coach and install a new game plan. But if you're really fucking it up, they'll fire your ass mid-season and they'll just let the whole thing burn. And I feel like Mike McDaniels is headed in that direction. He really is headed in that direction. All right, y'all, that is my week 3 recap. Awesome week. I love you. Thanks for watching this channel, and I can't wait for a Lions dub tonight. Should be a good one, baby. All right, boys, I love you. Peace.